Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 810 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Tacomalda, and I am joined, as you would be not surprised to know, by Chris DeBona.
Hi.
Rob Roseboom.
I'm not surprised I'm here.
You're not surprised?
No.
In fact, it's all going according to plan.
Yep.
So I got a new mouse, and I literally bought it entirely because it charges via USB-C. I was tired of charging a mouse with a micro USB cable, and I had to like dig out my micro USB cable every week or two, or every month when I need to charge it, and find a freaking micro USB cable. But now I can charge with a USB-C cable like a modern human. It's great.
Okay.
Pretty excited about it. I'm bitching because it's only up to a 94% charge because I just plugged it in when I turned my computer on today, and I don't want to unplug it, so now I'm using my mouse with a cable plugged into it. I feel like a caveman.
Yeah. I don't know. The charger in my car is inefficient to the point where if I use knockoff cables, it won't charge my phone.
Oh, that's nice.
My phone just slowly dies, so I have to get the actual iPhone cables.
Wow, Chris. So, Chris, you've got our first story up for the day, which is that Microsoft.
This is Dolly. It's not.
Yeah,
paint.
yeah.
I don't have paint out.
Well,
so.
Microsoft is and releasing. They're adding Copilot to Microsoft Paint, and I'm actually kind of bummed that they don't add it to like the original, like Windows 3.0 Paint, because that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, show me the thing you were doing to make me embarrassed.
Wait, I'm gonna find a picture of you.
Oh, you got a. Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, the example that they used for this, they had like it generate pixel art and stuff. No big deal. But it is. I actually am kind of in a weird point because I'm sort of been in the process of assembling parts for a new computer, and I have to kind of decide if I want to put Windows 10 or Windows 11 on it. And I got to tell you, the fact that there's all that AI crap coming into Windows 11 kind of makes me not want to install Windows 11.
Yeah. It's the thing I don't like about Windows 11 and Windows 10 is every time they send an update, they're like, "Are you sure you don't want to use Edge? Are you sure you don't want to use Edge? Hey, you can use 100 gigabytes of storage with OneDrive. Oh, hey, there's the Xbox loves you. The Xbox loves you." And it's like, gee, just leave me alone.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's always skip for now, not now. It's like, no, just leave me
like every time you go to any Google product and it tells you 100 times that you need to install Chrome in order to use their experience.
Lord,
and literally right now, I'm dismissing.
And don't ask me a fucking survey about it afterwards. God damn you, product people.
I'm literally dismissing a pop-up that occurred while we were talking, telling me that Google Drive is telling me that my drive is up to date. Like, I get it. Stop bothering me.
Just leave me the F alone. And don't ask me about how you left me alone afterwards. It's like, you needy people.
We need the AI. Lord. Instead of the AI to do art for us, we need the AI to just get rid of all the garbage that they're shoveling down our faces.
Well, this is the thing about that announcement of having AIs attend meetings with other AIs. It's like, no, put it in email. Sorry.
No, it's bonkers.
That said, this looks like a really fun project, where you can have it, do some cool, fun art and stuff.
Yeah, for funsies.
Okay, so
all right, what did you do to me now?
So I took that picture of you doing the or whatever you're doing, and
the thumbnail.
Said,
yeah,
so
wow.
I uploaded that thumbnail. I said, make a picture of him trying a new mouse. So there you go.
Wow. This is Rob Malda. All right.
It's actually not bad.
What's weird is that
it made you kind of chubbier than you are, though.
I am that chubby. Yeah.
And it turned you into hands come off guy.
Yeah, I got a floating arm.
Yeah, the fall apart kid or whatever.
The thing that's weird to me is that it's got me wearing the red sweatshirt that I'm literally wearing right now. But I don't think I was wearing that red sweatshirt when I took that picture. So, because I don't think I owned this sweatshirt in this picture. I think I was wearing a red t-shirt.
It knows.
It knows.
It knows.
The things it knows. Yeah, it was your Twitter profile
Yeah.
shot, and you were wearing a red-ish T-shirt.
Yep. But it turned it into a red
It
hoodie.
turned it into a sweater. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Well,
Rob Malda.
you guys don't have a mouse tryout sweater?
No.
I mean, how do you try out a mouse
Have
for the first
him
time?
wearing a wetsuit.
Oh, good. All right. I've always wondered what my old belly would look like in a wetsuit.
Sorry, if you don't want me to do this, you should tell me.
I don't care. This is, but it is worth
because
noting that-
like Paint, I'm going to use responsible AI practices,
Right.
like they talk about it like later on.
Well, and like how just there you used as much water to cool the CPUs as making a hamburger. Is that what the math is now?
They didn't have you wear a wetsuit.
Well, that's not as good.
You're not wearing a wetsuit. Oh, it's still generating, I guess. I don't know.
No, apparently it doesn't care about my fashion needs.
Have him wear.
All right. Well, I'll screenshot that so I can at least use that for our thumbnail today.
Wetsuit.
While we're waiting for that to happen, what?
Close. Anyway.
So Chris, you shared about Electric Dreams.
Yes.
I have never seen this movie.
It's kind of great.
Is it? Because I watched the trailer before we started streaming, and
it's got Bud Cort as the voice of the computer who ends up falling in love with the main character's upstairs neighbor girlfriend type person.
The fact
and
that
it becomes
I haven't
like a
seen
really
this
bad
me.
relationship. Yeah, he basically spills wine on a computer and it gets AI, right?
That's like the plot to a lot of that kind of movie.
Well,
that story. What was the movie where the arcade gets haunted?
With Nicolas Cage.
Is Nicolas Cage in that one? No, not the modern one with like the Five Nights at Freddy's. Like it's from like 1983 or 84, and one of you guys recommended it to me. And it's like a teen comedy sort of thing, and it's set in an arcade, and the bad villain wants to buy the arcade and ruin the arcade, and then the people keep getting killed.
No idea.
All right. One of you recommended it to me, I think. But I watched that, and it was one of those movies where I'm like, I can't believe I didn't see that in like 1988. And I kind of feel like that about this Electric Dreams. I'm going to make sure I watch that in the next few days. I'm assuming it's on Blumper.
Yeah, it's been Blumpified.
Most things are.
Most things are on Blumper.
Yeah.
We've got a story about this is actually funny, the Cisco thing. Cisco got busted again for hard coding passwords into their router firmware. And
Jesus.
And it's not like okay, I have like some crappy little Wi-Fi like smart plugs floating around my house that I get for like $10 from some no-named company. It's not like that. This is Cisco. And if Cisco is doing that, it just makes you it makes me just like, what are they like? If that's the stuff that they're doing by mistake, what are the backdoors that they have installed there on purpose? Because I 100% believe that every networking vendor is installing backdoors on purpose in their hardware now.
There you go. Draw a picture of the guy at Cisco, picks the hard-coded passwords for their equipment.
Well, it's a little bit like a restaurant that keeps getting busted for cutting chicken with vegetables on the same cutting block, right? And just won't stop.
A salad. Yeah.
You're just like, hey, what are you doing?
Just use.
Well, we've had no complaints from our users.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for, that we can
They're
all
all
walk over
dead
their
from
networks.
salmonella, but
Yeah, that stresses me out. At least I feel better about setting up my own like router, like running OPN Sense and stuff. Like I feel a little safer. Although I also at this point am now fully convinced that there's backdoors in the BIOS, so I no longer have any illusions about any security at all. I fully believe that any major government can walk into my network whenever they want.
I wouldn't assume that.
I do at this point.
As a God-fearing American, you shouldn't ever fall back on the assumption that the government is oppressing you.
Maybe not, but well, and I don't fear God. My fears are more.
I was trying to be jingoistic,
Yeah. You've obviously never fought God.
That's true. He's got way more hit die than me.
Yeah,
man. You've probably hotboxed with God, like in the Eminem song. So yes.
Boom, 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 boom,
Boom,
boom.
boom.
So yeah, the Krebs has got a story. They hard coded passwords again. This is fine. Nobody's learned their lesson. It's happened several times. It's gonna keep happening forever because that's how we do it. There was actually a thread on Mastodon earlier that somebody reminded me of some of the
content policy.
Oh, you can't thumbnail Eminem? Draw a picture of a white rapper. All right.
Well,
prompt engineering, baby.
Is it going to be snow or vanilla ice?
Yeah, right.
I mean, what other choices do we have, really?
Macklemore?
Okay. As an IT professional, it missed the IT part.
Yeah.
It definitely, maybe because it's not capitalized.
I mean, he's wearing like a white button-up shirt.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. So there was a thread on Mastodon a few days ago, and somebody was teasing me because, and for good reason.
That's a little better.
Yeah.
Look at we got Jay, not Jay, Silent Bob, Jay. Yeah. Jay as a computer programmer. Let's take a look at this one here. Ooh.
Oh, it could be J Rock from Trailer Park Boys, right?
Sure. White rapper with a glass eye as a computer programmer.
Oh, a glass eye. That'll be
keyboard. Bam.
It's gonna be so nerdcore. I reviewed a collection of nerdcore rap on Slashdot in like 2008 or something, and the guy put out another volume and like sent it like out the other day. Like here's more nerdcore rap. You know, remember that from 15 years ago?
I still think MC Chris was kind of great.
Yeah, I met him at a con and.
You didn't meet your expectations.
Oh, I also saw him perform live in Ann Arbor.
I remember that. Yeah.
He was so not wanting to be there.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
I get it.
I do too. But, you know, there's a whole room full of people that paid, you know, $9 to see you. What else do we have here? Well, we got the little EmoBot, Disney's little emo robot. It's super cute.
Yeah.
Why didn't
him? Okay. Yeah, no, I thought that bot was absurdly adorable. Here, let me bring up that story. Wow. Well, ChatGPT thinks.
Magnum remembers the nerdcore. I actually have like 4 or 5 songs from that original compilation that are in my like lifetime, my playlist of like 5,000 songs that I always shuffle.
Yeah.
There's some good songs in there. Nerdvore is a different thing, Magnum. Don't be writing about that.
It's not a kind of.
No, you'll get canceled. You can't be.
I thought it was like a shrew or a newt, you know, or
I thought that Vor was the thing that got Army Hammer canceled.
Oh, gross.
Well, part of Vor, like I think it's okay
or
if
just
you
means
want to
eat, right?
If you want to eat nerds. I think it's different if you're just gonna eat women that you're dating. I mean, like physically cook them, you know.
I'm still not completely up on certain aspects of our culture, I think.
Like sexualized cannibalism?
Yeah.
No, you're not alone.
Seems like the kind of thing they'd put in Law and Order and isn't really real.
Oh, I don't have that sound effect mapped right now.
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
I know. No, I just have that one mapped. It's okay to just eat nerds. So that's all we had on the zone since Tuesday.
Yeah, there's been other things going on for sure. Like the next episode of Gen V hit last night.
I haven't seen the new episode yet. I did watch Loki last night. I was a little disappointed
Well,
about episode 2 of Loki.
How was it?
A little disappointed.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Loki too.
Yeah, I was hoping they were going to take it somewhere more interesting.
I can't bring myself to watch it.
I loved Loki, but that's
so like so how many episodes are out now? I've watched 2.
2 Lokis.
And that second one was really hard to get through for me.
It was kind of boring.
Because I didn't really like the
Wait,
original
this is the
a whole
third
lot.
season or
No,
this?
season 2.
No, second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the original season kind of it started okay, and then it just became a bad Doctor Who season. You know?
Yeah.
I would call it a good Doctor Who season, but
I'm not interested in
there's
King
some
the
pretty bad Doctor
Conqueror
Who's. Yeah.
or any of that crap. A lot of those MC villains suck. Apocalypse is pretty cool. Mr. Sinister is okay if you would do him right. He's kind of hokey.
Oh, well,
But
what
like
if they
Kang
had
the
Kang
Conqueror
be
or the High Evolutionary, I hate all that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm fine with Galactus.
70s stoner nonsense.
Yeah, Galactus is fine.
You know,
only if he was appropriately heralded by the Silver Surfer.
Well, and he has to have the giant purple helmet. If
For
you
sure.
make him like a sentient black hole that travels the universe like they did in the movie.
Do you still have that Galactus statue?
Absolutely.
I don't know. When I think about a High Evolutionary, the way they did him in Guardians 3 as just a bad guy, not as like the biggest bad guy ever. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Isn't that was okay, you know? But like, yeah, a lot of them are just like, I don't understand why you would want this. You know?
The problem for me is one of power. Once you get to the point where someone could physically destroy a planet, I'm not really interested in the story anymore.
Yeah.
Right. It's power escalation.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with the MCU. At least in the first phase of the MCU, there still felt like there were stakes.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And now, like, what is Hawkeye going to do against Thanos? Right? Why is he even part of the team?
Right.
He's not even the same league as the Hulk.
It was silly in Avengers, but they could make fun of it. But
honestly, the best he and I guess Black Widow could do was die to get a Soul Stone.
Well, that's
it's
fair.
like, okay, all right.
They did that. They went.
That's as much as they're able to do. Iron Man should have been toothpaste inside that suit of his.
I know you really don't like that he doesn't have the inertial dampeners.
Well, I also like when Superman saves someone just before they hit the ground.
Yeah.
Although all those forces are the same.
It's like,
okay. Do you know what
he ends up being a colander more than
you know what happened to your organs if you were hit like that? You are not in Tron. You would be crushed.
Or Automan, its television equivalent. It's like, when you make that right turn, Desi Arnaz's kid would end up against the window.
All of your blood shoots out of the side of your body.
That was actually something I really appreciated about Automan, the television version of Tron, was, they would have Desi Arnaz smack against the side of the car when it would do its right angle turns, which was stupid, but at least they preserved his angle of momentum. It's like, good for you, and it's not fun hitting the side of a car at 60 miles an hour. Turns out. It's like,
we've talked about this before, but I always have
this generation needs an Automan.
I always have my whatever your pop media thing is, I give you one thing for free and I don't question it. If you're in a computer simulation, then I don't need to believe inertia exists. That's fine. You're in a computer simulation. But don't try to then add magic. Like, you don't get to have magic. If you're in a computer simulation, you don't get to cast spells and summon ghosts. Pick one thing.
Oh, what a special time television was.
Look
at that.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
What?
You've never seen Automan?
I don't think I've ever seen
it's
this.
Awful. Look, zip, zip, zip.
Oh, wow.
And then he takes a right turn. He's going to do the right turn. Boom. And he goes, boom.
So they're not in a computer. They're like, he just has a computer car?
Oh. He's a computer programmer, and he spills wine on his keyboard or something, and he has this AI helper.
Huh.
So, actually, he programmed it.
All right, Chuck Wagner.
Yeah, it's very silly. And of course, it's that. Oh wait, here, and turns into a helicopter. It takes off. Look, he's pushed back in his seat because of the G-force changes.
Is that neon like on the helicopter? Or is that like animated on afterwards?
Oh, it's definitely like green screen.
Well, and the helicopter, I wasn't sure. Like on his costume,
and they've got the
dumb,
bit from Tron. It's very, very clever.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
No. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a
So there
real,
you go.
that's a real
Automan.
thing.
It's
That's a
a
real thing.
real thing.
I just finished watching last
And they
night.
basically they drew little EL wire on a Countach for that car.
Is it Countach or Countach?
Countach. I don't know. But then it was
Yeah.
and it's gone. And now it's back. You know.
That's
Very cool.
That's okay, that's kind of dumb.
I hope they didn't pay too
It's
much for that used Lamborghini. I hope they found it someplace
my
out
God.
there.
It looks
Yeah, I
like
wonder
they
what
used
happened to
it looks like they used the reflective tape and shot it with like a UV lamp or something.
I don't know.
Because I
I'll be
can't
honest with you.
imagine that in whenever this is 1983 that you can have a show that's like doing those level of effects.
You know, and you know they did it on the cheap too.
Oh yeah, this does not look like
This
an
is
expensive
like
production.
I'm surprised this is actually not some kid car. You know, not literally like Knight Rider, but
No, like
you
a
know,
kit car.
like a kid on top of a Fiero.
Yeah,
Yeah. So there
can't
you
do that,
go. All right,
Michael.
we'll leave that alone now.
Right.
Automan, it was an important part of my childhood, clearly.
So Mission Impossible is on digital now if you want to watch the latest Tom Cruisey thing. And I rewatched it.
Was it good? I heard people were like, it's fine.
I'm not going to tell you it's a good movie, but I'm going to tell you that there are 3 really well done action sequences. Like really well done. Like as good as you see for that genre. You know, like not with magic, not with laser guns, you know, the spy action thriller genre that doesn't have any gore. There are 3 awesome action sequences. I think Haley Atwell is really good in it. The middle action sequence is like a car chase through a crowded city, but Haley Atwell and Tom Cruise are handcuffed together. So the whole thing is like they have to like drive a car and like escape, but they're handcuffed together, so like they don't have their hands. It's a great scene, and the train scene at the end is really really good. They kind of do the train has to fall off a cliff, and they have to run through the cars and like escape, and it's great. I'm not going to tell you it's a good movie, but I certainly enjoyed it. It had the same problem as Indiana Jones. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Like you should have cut 20 minutes out of that.
At least.
Yeah. Is there any media coming out that's of interest today? I still haven't seen The Creator.
I've heard it's either good or terrible.
I've heard both.
Which is it? Yeah. So I should watch it. I'll let you know.
I would definitely watch it, but
you know what came in the mail and I haven't read yet? The new Bill Waterston book.
Oh, the media was all over that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting to read it. The Mysteries. I mean, it's a big deal, you know.
Oh, you know what I watched that's on Netflix? I watched recently The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Is that any good?
It's great. It's 40 minutes long. It's a Roald Dahl story that scared the snot out of me when I was a little kid. And it's Wes Anderson, and it's as Wes Anderson gets to be. It's like Roald Dahl's a character in it, and like so they get to have the character go to the narrator. The writer gets to talk to a narrator. The writer writes a narrator. The narrator, I think, narrates another narrator. And then you get to the main story. It's really well executed, very fun, and 40 minutes long. Like no cost to you. Like it's a long show. And also Shoresy is out. I've watched the first 3 episodes of that.
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of
Shoresy.
It hasn't been as charming as the first season, but it's still fun.
It's okay. Yeah.
I really liked the first season.
I liked the first season much more than I thought I would.
I didn't watch it. Great. Did we talk about the asteroid? I don't think we did.
No.
It has carbon and water, y'all. It's like, okay.
Well, that's what we hoped for, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. Who knew that there was so much of that in the universe?
I mean, pretty much add iron to that and hydrogen, and there you go.
Yeah. Well, it has hydrogen in the water.
Right.
You know, so, okay.
We got lots and lots of the stuff at the top of that periodic table.
Yeah. Regolith Explorer. Carbon-rich asteroid sample ever delivered to Earth. It's like, well, hold on a second. How many have been delivered to Earth?
A lot. Well,
It's
a
not. It's
lot.
not you can call Uber asteroids. You know, and
Well, I
have it
think
delivered.
delivered implies that we ordered it. The rest
Yeah.
of them we didn't order; they just came on their own.
Yeah.
They like came as a special gift along with other stuff we ordered.
Well, it's like junk mail. I didn't I didn't ask for the junk mail. It just came to me. I didn't want it. Is there any other media we wish to discuss today, or do we need to go to our respective worldly adventures?
There's nothing I know of coming out.
I could really use like some good content. Like I feel like there's things are getting sparse. I think the writer's strike is going to make the next 6 months really crappy.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe.
I mean, yeah. So I don't know if you watched some of the nonsense from the actors' negotiations shenanigans
Mm-mm.
over the last couple of days. Apparently, AMPTP. There it is. Okay.
The Producers Guild.
Yeah. So basically, SAG-AFTRA said the studios were being bullying. The studios were like, they want to have a cut of every subscriber independent of popularity of work or
Oh no.
watching of work. At the same time, it's like, the thing is, I know that both sides are gonna say stuff that is maybe not true about these negotiations,
Sure.
because I'm like, you know, I know, for instance, that like the studios hate residuals.
Oh yeah.
Right? So
It's a
they're doing
nightmare.
anything they can to say that, oh well, the TV shows aren't watched, so we shouldn't pay you. You know, and meanwhile, the Actors Guild is like, okay, let's see the numbers then. Oh no, you can't audit. That's crazy. And so they're like, well, if we can't audit it, then we're just going to have to go with your publicly reported revenue numbers and just divide. And they're like, well, that's ridiculous. You can't take a levy of every subscriber. And they're like, okay, then tell us how many people are watching our shows. And then they'll do things like Zaslav pulling programs.
Yeah.
Because if he pulls a program, it can't be watched. So no residuals. And then they're like, well, wait a second. Are you actually just doing that to not pay residuals? And it seems like we should have some minimum bar then. You know,
I mean,
you get into all these conversations,
sure,
and
but
it's
you
like
have
there's
to.
a lot of dishonesty on both sides, because actors
Oh,
don't mind getting paid for dog shit that doesn't get watched. Sure, right? Who wouldn't want that, right?
I think the reality here, and I think everybody knows this, is that the if the platforms disclosed their actual numbers and their real
Yeah.
if they like not the lies that they put into their Wall Street reports, their stocks would all tank. So
Well,
this is an apocalyptic thing for them, because they fudge around with like what numbers they share, and they're always like, oh, now it's this year we're going to talk about the first minute, and then they'll talk about completion rate on shows. They never have like an agreed upon metric that you can look at through all time that accurately lets you understand the true popularity or the reach of their programs and the actual profit that they're generating from each customer. And if we knew that information, then nobody's going to value Netflix the way that Netflix wants to be valued. So I think that if think that if these guys lose that battle, the stocks for Netflix or Hulu or whatever, their valuations are halved. So this is like an apocalyptic event for these studios, and it's their damn fault, because they're the ones, spending billions of dollars to make tons of garbage. But it, you know, the other side, I suppose, is that the writers and the actors have benefited from that. They have at least had work, but it's not going to be good. It's going to be bad. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know the answer to this.
7.
Alan Smithy credits.
Yeah.
You know, when directors want to disavow work, but are they still paid? I bet you they are.
I bet they are.
Right?
I bet they have to be.
Yeah.
And I bet it's
So yeah, so you have this like, okay, well, what's going on in these talks is like, everyone knows that there's a lot of dog shit, right?
yeah.
But at the same time, yeah. Well, anyway, sorry, I just went down a weird path. I'm like, but wait, so
No, it's
yeah, so I don't actually buy that. So I think the reality of the Netflixes and the studios of the world is uh full transparent information is the enemy of their business,
yeah,
right? And like they only release the numbers that they have to by generally accepted accounting practices in the SEC when it comes to
they do
S1
everything in their
information.
power to obfuscate that.
And it's like, we've talked about, studio math
Yeah,
forever,
yeah,
and it's like, it's, yeah, it's really something. You saw this with the record labels as well. They would, instead of collecting per song royalties, they would take cuts of companies. And then when those companies went public, the Napsters of the world, whatever, they would make a lot of money from that, and that would not be characterized as artist revenue, right? It'd be
sure.
their investments are doing well, and
But I
it's
mean, this
like,
is this is how the
and
same thing
yeah,
as like employee stock options getting to get counted in different buckets
yeah.
for corporate accounting too. I mean,
But I'm specifically when you're a middleman company like a studio or a record label, right? They'll do anything to basically cut out the creator and recharacterize it as, oh no, that's not income from the creation, that's income from our business activities, that's income from ancillary soda sales at the
Right.
the thing,
well, it's
and,
like
oh, you shouldn't get that money, that people have to drink water, you're not in charge of people drinking water, are you?
well, that was the story that came out when Disney bought Star Wars, and they were trying to not pay the
Oh yeah,
writers of the
no, there's
books.
thousands of
We
writers
assumed
who they're
the
currently,
copyright of the material, but not the debt
oh, not
somehow.
the
No,
residual contract, that's
that's a
still.
different company that has that now.
Yeah,
We didn't buy
and they
that.
lost on Lawrence Watt Evans, but and they ended up paying him, but there's still literally thousands of writers who
Yeah.
Disney and the other studios are like, "No, come after us, whatever," because
We
it's
can
cheaper
afford
for
to
them to screw
outlast you.
them
We have
than
lawyers on
to,
retainer. You don't.
yeah,
You're a writer, and you don't get have a paycheck
right,
anymore.
exactly. And I don't even know if that was part of the writer's strike. I think that was just like, "Oh, well, those are different writers,"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right.
everything's about residuals.
Let's say goodbye to Chris DeBona
Bye.
and goodbye to Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
That was episode 810 of Geeks in Space. I was Rob Commander Taco Melda, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.